Hello, hello. Welcome to the channel. My name's Nobby. Thank you for tuning in to our Alpha Clone mining guide for EVE Online. We are specifically looking at the free-to-play Alpha Clone version of the game. I have... Let me get on the screen. I have been to Jitter, set up a ship, a Venture, which is the ship of choice for an Alpha Clone, and we're going to go through the fit, I'm going to go through the skills, and then we'll go through the yield, how long it'll take to fill said ship, and then a few options at the end as to what you can do with the ship and what you can do with the ores that you've mined. All right, so skills first of all, skills to pay the bills. You need to, as an Alpha Clone, you want to go down the resource processing and have your mining upgrades and probably reprocessing as high as you can. All right, you also will want, for this venture fit, you'll want at least drones to level 2. We will be fitting 2 drones to this ship. And then anything else is pretty much up to you. The only other one you will need for definite is mining frigate as high as you can. I'm at level 4, which is the highest I can do as an Alpha Clone. Okay, and the reason you want that, the ship we are using, the Venture, let me show info here. For every level of mining frigate, you get a bonus 5% yield to mining and 5% reduction in your gas cloud scoop as well. I'm not touching gas cloud harvesting in this guide. This is literally just ore mining, Care Bear mining, newbie mining, whatever you want to call it. If you're new to the game, if you've followed this playlist along, you've gone through the career agent missions, you're looking for something to do to get a bit of money behind you, this is a good way to do it. All right, and it's a fairly safe way to do it. Okay, so I have my Venture. The reason we use a Venture is because of, let me show info again, purely because of these bonuses. Mining yield is a huge one. So this Venture has a 5,000 cubic meter cargo hold for ore, mining hold, and it also has a drone bay big enough for 2 drones, of which I've gone Hobgoblin. Feel free to use whichever drones you prefer. Depending on which region of space you're in, the rats do specific damage. You may want to target them. But a couple of Hobgoblins, any of the drones that you can get, level 1, will keep us safe. We won't need anything else. The reason why we have the drones is because on the fitting, we can then put 2 mining lasers. So if you've trained up all those skills, you have the ability to equip the miner 2s. You should also have the ability to equip the mining laser upgrade 2. The only other thing you then may want / need will be a survey scanner. It only needs to be the level 1. It doesn't need to be anything higher. If you do want to put a shield booster on for your own peace of mind, feel free. If you do want to put a little afterburner or micro warp drive on, again, feel free. I went to Jitter to fit this ship out, cost me 2.5 million, so not a lot. We came out of the career agents with about 15 million, so I'm down to 13, but hey, it is what it is. But what we're going to do, miner 2s, mining laser upgrade 2, survey scanner 1, a few little bits if you want them, a shield booster, afterburner. They're not required. The only other thing you may want to buy, there's an implant available called a high wall mining implant. MX 1001 will give you 1% more mining yield. 1003 will give you 3% more mining yield, and a 1005 gives you 5% more mining yield, but they do get expensive. The 1% implant is 500k, not too bad. The 3% implant, which is the one I normally go for, but we haven't got the money for that yet, is 20 million in Jitter as I speak. And the MX1005, the 5% mining yield one, you are talking 150 million for that implant. So as a newbie, as a Care Bear, you may not be able to afford that. We certainly can't. So what I'll do is I'll go mine usually up to 20 or 30 millions worth of ISK. When I'm up to 30 million in my wallet, then I'll consider buying the 3% mining yield MX1003. But just so you know, the option is there. So that's the fit. Okay, I am in the Ono system. This is a nice, high security, dead end system. 5 jumps away from Jitter in Caldari space. If you come out here, you're welcome to come out here, come and say hello. You may find me, you may not. This is the last video, by the way, of this series, so I'm going to undock. The reason I come to Ono, it's a dead end system. It's 5 jumps away from the main trade hub, which is super handy. But also, there are 18 belts in this system. Now, it's 6 AM for me, which means the reset is in about 5 hours. If I just walk to any of these belts, let's go to that one, Asteroid Belt 1 on 07. At this sort of time of day, if you're in a high traffic area, chances are a lot of these belts have already been stripped. A corporation has come through, strip mined the lot. As you can see, local, there's only 5 people here. Here we go, here's a belt, so there are lots of asteroids to pick from. I am going to launch the drones, leave them 2 circling round. There they are, there's my drones. Are there any? There are no rats here currently. Excellent. Alright, so mining. Now, what you may want to do, let's get close to a belt. Let's find, what should we go for? Some Veldspar or some Scordite? I'll tell you what, let's go for some Scordite. Let's get a bit closer. Let's just speed boost our way in. What I like to do, when you're close to where you want to start mining, and you can mine any of these, by the way, you can mix the ore in your hold, you don't have to stick to Scordite, you can whack out some Veldspar and whatever else is available. These have a range of 13 kilometers. I'm going to stop the ship now. We're within range of all these. To save us having to do this every time we warp in, we can now right click, save location, and just save Scordite in our people and places. There you go. So next time we dock, empty our cargo hold, walk back out, warp to this Scordite, we will be literally right at this point. We won't have to approach and use a speed boost or anything. Right, so we're in range, we're stopped. Almost 0.2, right. I'm going to just use the survey scanner. This will open up another folder. You only need to do this once. Don't need to keep that running. Here we go, survey scanner. Let's open this window. You can tell I've not used it before. Let's put this down here, out of the way. Okay, so now we can target, easier than using this overview. Scordite, there are 3. All 3 within range. 3,000, 12 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and this is how much ore's in them. So just this piece of Scordite alone has got enough to fill our cargo hold. If we target both of these, so you can target from here as well as you can with the overview, so control click, control click. 2 pieces of Scordite, we'll set a laser off on one of those. I'll set the laser off on that one as well, why not? We can sit here quite happily at 0 speed. We don't need to orbit these rocks. We've got our hobgoblins out, they're doing the defense for us. Any rats in this area, high sec, we're not going to have an issue with. The hobgoblins will take care of them quite happily. And we can just run these for the 1 minute cycle each and let them hoover up these asteroids. Now, at this stage, we know it's going to take us 3 trips, effectively, to deplete these Scordite asteroids, because that and that is about 14,000 cubic meters. Our venture holds 5,000. So I've got 3 trips before I need to consider these as depleting. Now, if you want to maximize your uptime with your lasers, you may just want to occasionally just bop a scan and then stop it. Only let it run once. That's all you need to do. It will update the numbers here. So if you're min-maxing your time, because you're mining lasers, they will run for the full minute before they realize, oh, that asteroid's out of ore, there's nothing left. If it's only got 300 cubic meters left and these are pulling in 188 per minute, you know you've only got less than 2 cycles, and you don't want to waste a full cycle only by pulling out, say, 50 cubic meters. So it's always worth, when you are getting these low and you know they're getting within depletion range, just run your survey scanner. Like if I do it now, because we've done a full cycle, these should drop by 180 each. There you go, 7-4. That one we caught as it was ending. So that's what you want to do. Maximise your time. Talking of time, so these are pulling 188 cubic meters every 60 seconds per laser. So we've got 2 of them. So we are pulling in 376 cubic meters per minute, and we can hold 5,000. So by my calculation, that should take us about 13.3 minutes to fill this venture. So I'm going to sit out here for 13 minutes. So what I'd do is I'd say, all right, 13.3 minutes, so call it 15. By the time I've transported back to base, dropped it off, come back out, 15 minutes a cycle. All right, 15 minutes, fill the venture. So in an hour, I'm going to get 4 venture loads full of ore. So I'll come back soon. Okay, welcome back, welcome back. All right, 13 minutes have passed. I am full, 33,000 scordite. I can run a survey scan just to show, if you watch these numbers will drop down now. There we go. So we've got 2,500 cubic meters in that one, so pretty much half of what we can carry. There's still 4,000 in the other one. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start docking with our home base, but before we do, one thing to note, always make sure you return to drone bay your drones, because if you end up going home and leaving them out there, they are free for anybody else just to scoop up. Alright, so that was what, 13.3 minutes we've worked out. Give or take another minute or 2 to get back to base, to get back out to the belt. You're looking about 15 minutes a cycle, so 4 cycles an hour. Now it reckons our estimated worth here is 400,000 ISK with 33,000 scordite at 12.5 ISK per unit. Now, we have a couple of options now. We can sell this locally if somebody has got a buy order within range. So let's have a look at that. I did get a little bit in my main ore hold as well. May as well carry what we can. Let's drop it into the item hanger and that. There we go. Stack that. Okay, view market details. All right, within range of this system, somebody is willing to buy it for 11 ISK a pop. That's less than the average, so that's less than the 12.5 that this is working out the estimated price, 420,000 ISK. The alternative option, if I bring up this website, this is Eve Tycoon. So this just scrapes the API, brings up relatively recent prices. I've looked for scordite. I've looked at the market hubs. I am specifically looking for Jitter. It's 5 jumps away from here. So I could take this ore up to Jitter and put it on as a sell order myself, and I'd be looking more like 19 ISK per unit. Certainly better than the 13 we're being offered, or the 12 that we're being offered. Alternatively, buy orders. Somebody at Jitter is wanting to buy it for 13, but that difference of 6 ISK per unit is a lot. So I'd be looking at, call it 19 ISK per unit. That's Eve Tycoon, by the way. I'll put a link to that in the video description. So I could sell here for 11. I could take this 33,670. Yep, 33,666 up to Jitter, and that would actually sell for obviously less taxes, but you're looking at 640,000 ISK compared to what it reckoned as 420. So we're looking at making about 2 million ISK an hour if we just go out and then transport it all up to Jitter. For transporting purposes, if you do want to transport it to Jitter, your best option to keep your venture down here, just keep bopping out, mining, coming back, go out, mine, come back, get a load of it together, and then on the ship tree, the Galents have a really good hauler for ore and minerals. Let's have a look. It will be the Cryos is for minerals. It's the miasmos you'd want for the ore hold. So if you can get yourself one of these. Now, they're not expensive. I'm pretty sure these are about 2 million as well in Jitter. But under requirements, you will need to have Galent Hauler level 1, at least. You can get that as an alpha clone. Spaceship Command level 3, you've probably already got anyway. But this is an option for you for hauling your ore in bulk back up the 5 jumps to Jitter to sell in one lump sum. So you can just keep jumping out in your venture, a couple of hours mining, watching a bit of Netflix, whatever you want to do. and then scoop it all up to jitter in your hauler. All right, that's that one. The alternative is we could reprocess this. Now, based on our current skills, it reckons we're actually going to lose money because our reprocessing skills as an alpha clone are absolutely pants. We are losing pretty much almost half of it, to be fair. So we wouldn't want to do that. Yeah, 54.5% is what we're getting from our reprocessing skills. Now, as an alpha clone, you are restricted. You will probably find, no matter how far you train those skills as an alpha clone, you're never going to make money doing the reprocessing. You will always lose money. So your best option at this stage of your career is to probably sell it straight up at the main trade hub, which in this case is Jitter. Unless you've joined a player corporation. Player corporations, they will probably do an ore buyback system. So you mine the ore in whatever system you're in. You sell it to the corp, and they will come and pick it up from you. Saves you transporting it, and you'll probably get a better return that way. So that's the options for you. And I think that is it. So just to recap the ship fit, as an alpha clone, the best you will get is miner 2s in the laser slots, 2 of. Mining laser upgrade 2, and the survey scanner only needs to be level 1. That just helps you to min-max your time. Anything else there is a bonus, shield booster, afterburner, whatever, and a couple of drones. I use hobgoblins. I like hobgoblins. You can only fit 2 in the venture, but they will be enough to keep you safe. Your yield from this should be around about a full load every 13 minutes. So call it 15 with travelling time. You can fill 4 ventures in an hour. Do that for a couple of hours while you're watching your Netflix in Care Bear space. Again, I'm in the Ono system. It's a nice dead-end system. 5 jumps from Jitter. If you want to come down here, there are 18 asteroid belts, and it is very rare, even near system reset time, that these belts are mined out. Because it's a dead-end system, there doesn't seem to be much through traffic, so there's not many corporations knocking around down here stripping all these belts. So you should be able to come down here, quite safely fill your boots, and then you are literally 5 jumps from Jitter. All right, folks, I hope that helps. Any questions, by all means, drop them in the comments. Again, if you are enjoying this video and this series as a whole, please drop a thumbs up on the video for me. Come and say hello in the comments. If you're new around here, come and subscribe. This is the last video in this sort of Eve mini-series tutorial thing I've been doing, so thank you very much for watching. I hope I've helped you on your way to playing Eve as an alpha clone. Maybe you'll pay for some Amiga, who knows. But thank you very much. I'll see you again soon. Take care.